The daily struggles in this remote village in Dogon in the southern part of Niger. A story of lives that have barely left the ground, this barren ground clinging to the harsh landscape, and that is perhaps an illustration of the constant cycle of poverty and hunger. A cycle that is pushing parents to the wall, forcing them to marry off their daughters at a very young age, some as young as 10. 24-year-old Hajira Ali is considered an outcast by her own father after she refused to be married off to a rich Nigerian man. Many families here have limited options. When a wealthy Nigerian comes knocking with millions of dollars on the offer, they will let them have even their young ones. Here, a girl married off is one less mouth to feed. The rate of early child marriages in Niger is amongst the highest in the world. A statistic that is as highly telling as it is discouraging.
We have marriages as younger as 11 or 12 years old.
The full picture of these statistics is well illustrated at the Gabi Health Center. Most girls here robbed off their childhood. Some are here for antenatal and others for postnatal care. Married at 12, 18-year-old Razina Hussein, a mother of two, is making her first trip to this health center. She, like many others here, want a break from pregnancy. The healthcare provider will take her through the various family planning methods, from the pill, the female condom, the coil, to the implant. In a land where women have no say, Razina consulted her husband before coming to the family planning clinic. She has opted for the implant.
I have chosen the 3-year plan because some of the other methods like pills, you must take them every day and I am bound to forget.
The average woman here has more than 7 children, the highest fertility rate in the world, but also the highest maternal mortality rates. And so Razina will take this jab to give her at least a 3-year break. It is a society with strong cultural and traditional beliefs, and parents willingly marry off their girls to increase family income, but more importantly to protect the girls from unwanted pregnancies or even promiscuity, which is taboo here. UNFPA, which initiated the family planning project on the ground, is keen to improve the lives of these young girls. But to make it a success, they are also involving traditional chiefs and religious leaders.
Now we have taken this issue upon ourselves. We're involving traditional chiefs that could not listen to tell men out there it is important to plan your family.
Mais il faut savoir que c'est ça la force en tout cas de la chefferie traditionnelle qui est présente en tout cas partout en tout cas.
With only 12% of contraceptive intake, UNFPA hopes to maximize on this project to ensure more women, especially in rural areas, get that opportunity to have spaces in between their children. Pamela Sige, NTV, Niger. Behind these walls is a heartbreaking life of isolation and shame. The Fistula Recovery Center in the heart of Zinde hosts about 45 women whiling their time away. Beneath the smile lies troubled souls. 19-year-old Mamata Ursula had not even started her menses when she got married. Like most girls in Niger, she had no choice in whom to marry or when to have children. At 13 years, she had a terrifying and painful labor that lasted for days. The trauma left her with a stillborn baby and damaged tissue, a condition health experts call fistula. She constantly leaked urine and smelled foul.
I am still uncomfortable. It is not a condition that will make you want to mix with others.
The damage was so severe, Mamata has not had 1, 2 or 3, but 7 surgeries in total to rectify the damage, but still no signs of recovery. And the last 2, her husband and family rejected her. It is a story that is shared among many women in this recovery center who are victims of difficult and early childbirth. Among them, 21-year-old Fatma. Invisible chains have bound her to this bed for 9 months now, and she's hoping the third surgery will free her from this involuntary incarceration. These women may have different tales, but they have one thing in common: how to overcome stigma associated with fistula, because they are not just rejected by society, but by those very close to them. This center, supported by UNFPA, has given a new life to many girls with fistula. It is the only place they find peace and solace, the only place they share their joy.
We are moving from one village to another to sensitize the girls about the possible consequences of prolonged labor. We are also talking to girls who have fistula but are hiding because of shame.
This center offers more than just counseling. The women, most of who have never set foot in a classroom, are now learning the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, the simple things like writing their own names, with the hope that one day they will go back to society and make a difference. Pamela Sige, NTV, Niger. A makeshift classroom. Married men gathered under the shade of a tree in Dogo, in a rural commune in Niger. They are in session, discussing a topic once considered taboo: family planning. This is a school for husbands, designed to save the lives of women and children. It's part of an effort to bring down the number of births that is currently the world's highest, at more than 7 children per woman on average. With the help of a coach, they discuss the importance of family planning, checkups, and prenatal care for their wives. While some listen, some contribute, and others keenly take notes, recording each and every aspect of the discussion. More so, why it is important to reduce maternal mortality rates in Niger. 38-year-old Malam Hima is married to 2 wives and is a father of 8. He comes for these sessions at least twice a month and knows why it is important to have a space in between his children.
It is becoming increasingly difficult to feed more than 10 mouths. It is difficult economically because some of us are peasants and we are still struggling.
Malam has made it his business to discuss with his 2 wives the type of family planning method they should opt for. But even with this knowledge that he has acquired, Malam jokingly tells me he wants to have more children.
2 more children. I want 2 more children, just 2.
What women are experiencing.
Once the session ends, these men become guides and role models within their communities. They will visit nearby families to discuss how pregnancy and childbirth increase the risk of a woman's health and why it is no longer fashionable to have more children. UNFPA, which initiated this project, is already seeing some good signs.
So things are changing, and we have on our side the traditional leaders, and sometimes, more often, we have the religious leaders being involved by the traditional leaders to go together and sensitize people with regard to the consequences of large families.
And the good signs have already started with Ali Al-Hassan, who has had 8 children and 2 miscarriages. For her, this is now a closed chapter, thanks to her husband who has been attending these sessions.
I want to stop giving birth because of the difficulties I encounter each time.
The Schools for Husband concept started way back in 2007. It has spread its wings, and now there are more than 600 such schools spread across the country. Many health experts hope that the Husbands program can be replicated in many parts of Africa with similar challenges. Pamela Sige, NTV, Niger.